Alright, folks, turn 67 of Mandala. We are launching our invasion of Shiniyama. Down here, we're moving into High Woods. We did, unfortunately, hit a, where is it? So, Merchants Guild, there was an unexpected event, a really bad one. There was a report from Pergamy, yes, here it is. So that is this province right here where my giant army was gathering. Shiniyama continues their asymmetric warfare, so they cast leprosy on this fort. And so 210 units were hit with a great wasting cloud of disease, and 179 units are now diseased. Now, 179 units out of this army is like 30% or so. And I do have Hosinku, who can at least heal my commanders. So my commanders should be mostly healed before they die. Not all of them. Jorah, for example, is not going to be healed. Although I could just have Jorah Blood Feast. It's like blood mages can do that. Why didn't that Bloodthorn give her? Oh, she's muted. Never mind. Never mind, Jorah. You're stupid and you're going to die. Nobody cares about you. Your life doesn't matter. Great. Now, I could give her this Armor of Souls. The Armor of Souls would make her Blood 6. And with Blood 6, what cool blood spells can we cast? Oh, we actually only need 5 to start casting Infernal Disease. So that's fine. Over here, we've got Bixie, who is Blood 3. He's the one who's been summoning our Frost Fiends. We're empowering Alalia in blood, because we're gonna push her up so that we can summon vampires with her in the next few turns here. Still need to get a hold of a death booster, which in this case means a skull face. So I need to contact somebody and offer to pay them for a skull face. Moving my troops out, we're going to storm Amber Fields. It shouldn't be all that hard, to be honest. My plan is to drop Wailing Winds with Li Tiekwai. Wailing Winds and Life After Death in order to get my... So that if he casts, like, one of the fire spells or something. We'll drop Army of Gold as well. I was actually scripting Army of Lead, but come to think of it, I should script Army of Gold. In case he drops Firestorm. And then what we'll do is we'll cast Life After Death. And Life After Death, I need to give him actually more Death Gems. Life After Death will mean that anyone who dies comes back as a soulless, including mages. So soulless mages will be fine. To be honest, I might have him Communion Master, Life After Death, and then just let all my mages die? Question mark? The problem is then they come back as soulless, which is nice, but then the soulless will then also burn to death if a firestorm is still going on. So he's going to need to drop like Life After Death and Wailing Winds, which will be hard to time effectively. So I'm thinking what we do is Life After Death, and then Army of Gold, which gives everybody fire resistance. And then maybe... I don't know, we'll work it out. Anyway, we've got a great big communion and a great big army moving up here. They should break this fort in one turn and then storm it. And that is Shiniyama. There's a relatively small-ish army up here. And we're about to take that fort, and then this province. And so it should be pretty good. We're taking disproportionate casualties, but we have disproportionate resources, so it doesn't matter as much as one would think. And our blood hunting continues to roll on. We did lose the blood hunting in this province, but we'll get it back. Won't be all that much of a problem. And we've got lots of blood hunting going on in here. So that's the turn. We did just hit Thaumaturgy level 9, and we're researching blood magic up. We've got Yao Shi with an Eye of the Void. I'd like to get him a Rune Smasher as well. I just haven't gotten the randoms for it yet. Lan Kai He could do it with just one fire booster, but what I need is somebody who already has 2 fire. I need a, not you, I need you. I need one of them with 2 fire, and then I can give them a water bracelet, because they start with 1 water. And then I can use that to forge a Rune Smasher, which will give him even more penetration. Right now he only has +2, which I think mostly gets negated by the Communion boost. And then Yao Shi can hop in on top of a big communion, Yao Shi and Tianlong, and use it to throw down some Master Enslave, sorry, is actually the name of it. Speaking of which, since we do have this big ol' army moving out, We don't know how many supplies we're going to have. I'm just going to kind of give a few people some random bags of wine. Because our supply usage is, shall we say, high. Have a bag of wine. Let's give you a bag of wine. I'm okay if I lose my lanterns, because even with all those people moving, my research is still 1,800 a month. So it really does not bother me. Yeah, you can have a bag of wine. Now supply usage is down to 350. Do I have any more bags of wine? Is that all the bags of wine I got? Yeah, that's all the bags of wine I got. Okay, so there we are. Troops moving south to join this army. Like I said, going to take that fort. Shinuyama should pretty much be on their heels at this point, and we are raiding with Ice Devils, who should do a pretty good job at that, how do you say, job. I'm actually going to give him this stuff, since he's going to be raiding provinces. Having the gear will help him better than the Hellsword. And we'll try to, just try to push in, clear out some of these provinces, isolate Shinuyama, and then capture it for its delicious gem income. And we'll see how it goes. This may be my last important act in this game, although to be honest, nobody's really in position to claim all the thrones yet. So, and the Cataclysm isn't coming for another 3 years, so I think it comes turn 100 or so, turn 90, something like that. So we've got time. There is still time to play for. Shinuyama's thrones must be here and here, I think. So I think we can probably secure at least one of those. And Hosenku is of course the prophet and immortal, so she is a priest level 4, and will be doing all kinds of good for us. So we're going to have her cast Fanaticism first of all, so that will give everybody a bonus, and then just cast spells. Beyond that, it's okay. And that will be the plan. So that's turn 67. We'll see you all in turn 68. Alright, folks, turn 68. 1 second, actually, I need to check something. Okay, good. Yes, everything appears to be working fine. Excellent. Turn 68. As you can see here, Timu's cute little sister, the Wraith Lord, intercepted my Ice Devil. That Ice Devil succeeded. My army ran over a fort. My army ran over a fort. This one was actually kind of funny because he sent out his prophet, who is Big Scary Goblin the Prophet, with an Eye of the Void, so extra magic penetration, in order to try and cast Plague on me. He also had Nurgle's Friend Club member doing the same thing with a Rune Smasher, so yet more penetration. And they were casting Plague on me, and it didn't really do anything. Plague is a spell that does a ton of damage to people over time, but my magic was just too beefy. So we dropped the rocks, many, many rocks. We managed to kill his prophet, actually. The White Mage, so the White Mage died. The Bakemono Sorcerer teleported out, so with the Ring of Returning, so he escaped. But we got the prophet, and we insta-cracked the fort, so there can't be all that much in it. So Amber Fields has been breached. We are storming this turn. We've got Li Tiekwai casting Life After Death, so people can resurrect if they die in battle. We've got all our buffs going down. We're also moving up Tianlong and Yao Shi into the army, and they are doing this for the purpose of setting up Yao Shi to cast Master Enslave twice in any given battle, which should, assuming we ever have a Doomstack fight, which I'm not sure we ever will until we reach Shinuyama, should cause very significant damage to the enemy. We're also slowly healing our diseases and other afflictions. And we'll get Lu Tongping moving up with some troops as well. He is weakened, but he's got the mirror armor on, so his magic resistance is high. He's got a little bit of regeneration. He has a Frostbrand just because he actually does not need that Frostbrand. He can just use the Demon Slayer, which he can actually use to put a pretty good whipping on Wraith Lords. And, oh, wait, I just realized something. He can teleport. What if... Let's teleport him on top of Atimu's little sister. And he is going to cast Cheat Fate, Quickness, and then Attack Rear. What other gear could I give him? We can give him an Amulet of Anti-Magic. We can give him, he's got the mirror armor, so his magic resistance is now 24. If he can land a hit with the Demon Slayer, he'll basically just one-shot the Wraith Lord. So honestly, yeah, the quickness will be helpful. It'll increase his attack and defense, and the Cheat Fate. He doesn't need Cheat Fate, he needs personal luck. actually. Yeah, so personal luck, quickness, attack, rear, and Lutung Pin should be able to take out Itimu's little sister before he can get away. In Anasia. Now my question is, why do they have 5 Daibakemonos? Because 5 Daibakemonos would completely screw that up. He is immortal, though, so we might as well try. And all of his troops we can just take away for the moment. Why do you have 1 guy left? Come on now. Might as well take a shot. He's immortal. He'll come right back if it doesn't work out. So he'll teleport onto the enemy. And these troops will go to Pixie. And this guy, Rushao. So they'll take those soldiers and move up here, get some replacement soldiers moving in for all the soldiers who have been diseased by cast of leprosy. Shineyama's really burning a lot of death gems trying to keep me out. We're actually stealing some of their death gem income, which is fantastic. And we'll be rolling on with Gop here. He kind of has to guess which province I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to that one, because I'm thinking he'll guess this one. And so we'll hop into Silverfangs. Gop is very, very good at taking out anything that is not a Wraith Lord. Against Wraith Lords, he is, of course, garbage, because he does cold damage. Although the Barbed Tail can do some damage, but they can counter him very easily, and I'll show you how. In Anasia here, Anasia. Itimu's cute little sister swapped her gear here, so she had a copper plate to avoid the shock damage from my my Scutata Volturnus, and a Holy Scourge, which does triple damage versus demons. So, it does a ton of damage per hit. So, my Frost Devil hopped on in, and instantaneously took like 20 damage on a hit there, and then 27 on a hit there, which killed him. And we can look at the unit overview. Auriax, Holy Scourge, missed, hit with Holy Scourge with 27 points of damage. It actually did 55, but it was capped at by the arm level, I think. Hit him twice, so total of 40 plus, almost 50 points of damage there. And then 27 again. Yeah, it looks like he can't actually do more than 27 points of damage per hit to an extremity, because of Auriax's hit point total. His hit points in his limbs are maxed out. So, Auriax got wiped. Oh no, that was because he had liquid body up, so he was taking half damage. We also bought the Whispering Legion. I was hoping they were more useful. Saladar, the Spectral Mage who leads them, does have a whole bunch of gems, so he can cast Power of the Spheres and then spam Soul Slay. And he's got these ghosts, and the ghosts have the Life Drain attack, which is pretty cool. So they might be able to do some work. So he's going to move up as well. He is actually sneaking, and his sneakiness is a pretty cool little piece of his ability, and he can go underwater if he wants. Now, does he want to go underwater into 40 Long Dead Warriors? No. None of his stuff actually works very well against Long Dead Warriors. But he can sneak around, which is nice. He'll give me some sneak ability here. In the meantime, we are empowering Alalia in Blood one more level. Actually, I don't think she needs to empower. She can just hold 2 boosters and she'll be fine. And I have some boosters floating around. She might as well empower once more. It's cheap. So she can empower once more there. And then we can give her 1 booster, and then we just need to get her death up. So what I need is, I still need a death booster. I have not been able to get a hold of one. I also could really use a fire booster, because if I have a fire booster, then Amiya can summon Archdevils. So I can really start spamming out various blood leaders. Or I can just rush forward to Blood Magic level 8, which I should get in 2 or 3 turns. Probably 3 turns. And start summoning Heliophagi, but I need to build up the Blood Slaves for that. In terms of, speaking of Blood Slaves, Blood Slave income going pretty well. About 60 once again this turn. And should be going up. We now have 5 mages hunting in Frosted Peaks. That is going to burn that province down pretty quickly. And yeah, things are going pretty well overall. So that fort's besieged. This fort we are storming. We will be casting Life After Death one more time. So if our mages get murdered during this fight, we should be able to get them back. Unless a second battlefield wipe is dropped immediately thereafter. If he casts Firestorm, then we might be in a little bit of trouble. So what I'm going to try to do here is this guy. Where's the guy who's scripted to cast Army of Lead? I need to find some more earth gems to give him, which I don't have. Yeah, I don't have extra earth gems. What I'd really, really like would be, I'd like to get somebody to cast Army of Lead again, like 5 rounds in. So, and I don't have that option. I just don't have it. So, we'll see. Life After Death might do some good if we can take the Firestormer, if there is a Firestormer, which I'm just kind of assuming there is because it's sort of a worst-case scenario. If we can take said Firestormer off the field really quickly, then we might be able to accomplish something. And then actually, if we set all these guys to researching, because a lot of them are carrying Lightless Lanterns, so a lot of them are 22 research each, that we might be able to get that that next level blood in 2 turns instead of 3, which would be sweet. So, that is the plan. That's turn 68, and I'll see you all in turn 69, giggity. Alright, folks, turn 69. Many assassinations. Shinuyama loves to spam these assassins, and that's okay. They are whittling away my... they're whittling away my mages, they're getting value. My immortal little assassin dude hopping in to attack the Wraith Lord bounced. Yeah, he just couldn't get through the defenses quick enough. This Wraith Lord back here happens to have Air 2, so he's empowered this guy, as we knew, in order to cast Wind of Death. And he has high protection, and he dropped Mist Form. And so, as a result, he couldn't actually be damaged. He also got an Iron Warriors on him, which pushes his Nat Prot up to 20. So, yeah, he wasn't gonna die. So we hopped in with the Demon Slayer, and even though the Demon Slayer deals triple damage, we weren't able to get through the combination of 29 prop plus the Mist Form and had to run. And he's going to die since he was diseased at 1 hit point now. But that's okay. Pangea has announced another prophet. Good Blood Slave captures. Lots and lots of assassinations. Then, in Asia, we retook the province. In High Woods, a Crystal Mage bounced off us, actually. So that's down here. Shinuyama just put out a Crystal Mage to poke at us, to see what was here. And we just kind of communioned up, and then he ran away. I think he was trying to see if he could bait gems out of us, but a Crystal Mage with no gear can't bait gems. Then, in Amber Fields, we got hit with the Wind of Death. And so our huge big stat got hit with the Wind of Death. And he then immediately cast Vortex of Returning, so none of our spells went off, our later spells that would have, like Life After Death would have prevented this from causing all this damage, but it didn't go off. So he wiped out a huge fraction of our army with that pen-boosted Wind of Death, which is, I mean, unfortunate, but fair. We foresaw a great disaster, fortunately. And then at the Fortress of Amberfields, things went just like I had hoped they would. So I knew he was going to drop a battlefield wipe, because that's what he's been doing the whole time. So he's got Foul Vapors here, which is actually the best battlefield wipe he could drop for my money, for my situation. So we've got a fairly small army, but still big enough to do the job, and what we do is we cast Life After Death. So everyone's lucky, everyone's mist-formed, everyone's high prop. We spent a whole bunch of gems on this. We drop a whole bunch of rocks. And as you can see, when our units die, watch for it, when our units die, they turn into Soulless Warriors, so we get them back. So a whole bunch of Soulless Warriors coming up, and this occurs even for our mages. So you can see here, Fu Xing just turned into a Soulless Warrior, but still has paths. In fact, this one has Earth 2. Oh, I guess he was in the Communion, so he got the buff there. So you can see we now have these Soulless Warriors that have magic paths. And this is actually positive, because Soulless Warriors are mindless, so they can't be magic, because they can't be mind burned or soul slain. And they have 0 encumbrance, so they don't gain encumbrance from anything except the actual spellcasting itself. He's got this thug, Brave Old Man, the Bakemono Sorcerer, who charges in, and poor little Brave Old Man gets completely surrounded. And slowly over time, the troops can't kill him, and he is regenerating with the Soul Vortex. But over time, he's converting everyone around him to Soulless, who, of course, are not hit by Soul Vortex. This one has a damaged weapon, funnily enough. And eventually, we start casting Souls. We start casting Enslaved Mind on him. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. Now it's starting to come, occasionally. He only has Magic Resistance 20. He's got the Crown of Lead and he casts the spell. But Magic Resistance 20 is not enough to reliably hold off Enslaved Mind. So we do eventually enslave his mind. It takes a while, though, to be fair. And you can see these hordes and hordes and hordes of dead that we're summoning. But eventually we enslave him, trust me. There we go. Now he's enslaved. So now we have him. He's a unit, because he was Enslaved Mind. But we can cast a Gift of Reason on him. So, at the Fortress of Amberfields, net casualties, actually very low. We lost, a lot of our mages were killed by the Foul Vapors, but then these Soulless Warriors, we got back most of them. I think in net, we lost like 4 or 5 mages here, instead of 12, 13, 14, 15. And we got back 10 or so, and I think 2 of those were eunuchs that we got back. And of course, our Immortal just died and went home to respawn. Of our troops, meanwhile, we lost a whole bunch of troops, and we got pretty much all of them back. I think almost literally all of them. And we also enslaved a Dai Bakemono and this Bakemono sorcerer, who we can then Gift of Reason. So Gift of Reason is, I think, Thaumaturgy? Yeah, Thaumaturgy level 5. It takes level 4 nature, so we can easily do that. It costs gems, but we have gems. So what we need to do here is take that Bakemono sorcerer and give him to Gao Yao, and Gao Yao is going to leave. We're going to come down here. We're going to get a... we need a Huli Jing, of whom both of our Huli Jings are down here right now, so we're moving out from here because what he's done is he's cast iron walls on this fortress to keep it from falling. So the walls are undamaged, as you can see here. The walls are undamaged. More time and men will be required to break them down. Right down here, I have 262 siege strength. So instead, I'm just going to leave. We're going to leave a couple guys to maintain the siege. We're going to go take that province, swing back through. We'll have ourselves a good old time. And up here, we're going to start patrolling, just in case. So you lot patrol. Up here, you lot patrol. This is just in case he starts sending assassins after us in different places. We're just gonna patrol pretty much all of our forts. We've got only 14 units here, but Androdira can have it. Androdira is a flyer, so she has a better patrol rating, so she can patrol. Dongyong is moving around. And we'll recruit some more troops, and those Imperial City Guards are very, very good patrollers. Down here, we should also be recruiting some Imperial City Guards. Resources in this province are very bad. We've already got UT patrolling here. Yeah, UT is fine. So we can swap back to recruiting just normal, bog standard troops. Let's actually recruit pikes, just because I can get one more of them. And over here, we're pumping out Ministry Guardsmen. Over here, we're pumping out Imperial City Guards, and we've got Li Gong patrolling. Don't have a patroller up here just yet, but we will soon. We're also recruiting Ministers of Rituals, because they have a small chance to bring good events, and that stacks. So, might as well just have them. Don't need a whole lot more mages right now, although we will, of course, need to be replacing mages as they die. So, that's a thing. Up here, we're going to get a whole bunch of commanders moving north in order to fill in for the assassinated. And we'll get a whole bunch of troops. That. And like that. And like that. And like that. There you go. And we're going to move a whole bunch of mages. Foul Vapors does not matter as long as I have Life After Death active, because, of course, I will just end up spawning soulless mages, which is fine. So I can send Foul Vapors ladies up to do that as well. Cantina actually, well no, I need Nature 4, so I do need a Huli Jing. So I'm going to shake one of these Huli Jing loose. We're going to take Lu. What is Lu scripted to cast? Nothing, she's just carrying gems. So give those gems to... him. And then Lu can rush over north in order to get in position to cast Gift of Reason on that Bakemono sorcerer. And while we're doing that, Cantena down here and forge a Thistle Mace, because I don't think I have one. Oh, I do have one going begging. I don't need to forge a Thistle Mace. Never mind that. Just move. We're going to gather up a new army in Amberfields. We will, of course, be under harassment the whole time. That's to be expected. But we can patrol the fortress. He knows better than to try and assassinate me while I'm on a fort that I own, because I can patrol then. And, yeah, I think it'll be fine. Doing good. Also, funnily enough, Soulless Warrior Mages have 40 undead leadership, so I can use them to lead undead units very, very effectively. Li Tiakwai is diseased, again. But, worse things have happened. I'm going to take that away from him, actually. He's not using it at the moment. I'm also going to take these death gems away from him. And he's going to die of his disease, but then he'll respawn. so it's not really a problem. If I wanted to, I could save him by forging and giving him a Ring of Regeneration, but my nature gems are too precious for that. I have a lot of earth gems. A lot of earth gems. I need to start selling and trading them, upgrading that to a castle, and that is basically the turn. We're also going to take all these guys, move them up that way. Not Li Gong, but actually, yes, Li Gong. Because Li Gong is patrolling with types of troops that don't need to be patrolling, so we'll move you. And Hu Jingde will stay here. And we'll give him these guys to patrol with. So you can patrol province. Great. Wunderbar. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And of course the blood hunting going pretty well. Got patrollers on all of our blood hunting places as well. Pumping out commanders over here. And they will also move north. So we are going to inundate our armies with commanders in order to limit the effectiveness of the assassins. And so we'll just keep pumping out more eunuchs. That will be the way we have to do this. That's taking gold up there, so tell you what, let's swap these guys' recruitment up to here. And we will just patrol the day away. It will be a good old time. So, that's the plan. 2 turns before we hit Blood Magic level 8 and start summoning, hopefully summon a Heliophagus or 2. And Amiya is going to move to, where's a blood hunting province that we aren't destroying yet? You two can blood hunt here. Fucking is pronounced is patrolling there. You can't tell me you weren't thinking it. I mean, come on. You can't tell me you weren't thinking it. This guy's going to move up. This guy is just waiting here, twiddling his thumbs. And we're also casting Infernal Disease on Shinuyama just to see what kind of a hit we get. We're forging Starshine Skullcaps because we need to forge up some more boosters so that we can start mind hunting aggressively. Mind hunting is an excellent counter to all of these assassins, and we should be able to do some good work with it. So, that's the turn, and I'll see you all in turn 70. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Mandala turns 70. This one's going to be pretty quick. Pangaea has claimed the Throne of Misfortune. We cast Haruspex a couple times, found nothing, bound another Ice Devil, so still pumping those out okay. We're forging some gear for him: Vine Shield, Firebrand, Armor of the 5 Elements, one of the Qinchi specific items. We're also forging a pair of Earth Boots to help boost Wang Lao to Earth 4 so that he can cast some cool spells. We may be able to mesh him into a Communion or something going forward. We're forging a Brazen Vessel, another Blood Booster. We've got a whole lot of Research Booster items just kind of sitting around that I don't really need. We're also forging another Sanguine Dowsing Rod. Gonna give one to Denya. Nobody has yet come to shut down all of my blood hunting, so we're just gonna keep doing that. I may start to blood hunt Betaine here, even though it does make me a lot of money. Just because I can, really. We're blood hunting the crap out of this province, but we need to wait because we're moving in some more commanders to take those blood slaves away. Let's move these 2 guys in like that. You, Lady Amiya, actually, you should come down to Forest of Springs. We should start blood hunting there as well. So we're going to move down towards that way. So we've got 1, 2, 3 fully active blood hunting provinces. This lady is actually going to die of a disease at some point here. And then we'll get Forest of Springs, and we'll reactivate Anasia at some point here. But not right now, because it's still too vulnerable to being raided away by Shinuyama. So, the war against Shinuyama is continuing apace. They've got 1 army kind of here in Shinuyama itself. I think I failed to infiltrate. Their Wraith Lord retook Silver Fangs. Gop the Ice Devil has been banished. I think I forgot to mention this. There was a random event last turn that just snatched him down into Hell. So he's been banished to Hell, and he's just down here. Doing fine, to be honest. He's fire resistant. He's got some fatigue to him, but it's going down because he has reinvigoration. And he's just being attacked by imps and beating the crap out of them and regenerating and all. So, yeah, it's not really a problem for him. That will happen regularly. Lost an Imperial Consort. Lost a couple of scouts. The defenders of the fort in High Woods are repairing it faster than we can break it down because our siege strength is only 33. since we moved away when we noticed that he cast iron walls, so that's fine. That fort will be safe for a little while. I don't really want to sit there besieging it because he'll continuously assassinate my commanders, so I'd rather be over here where I have patrol strength sufficient to kill any assassins that come after me. Down here, this army has reloaded a little bit with death gems and air and earth gems, so they'll be able to cast their basic buff spells. They're pushing on into Jaburnia. Not gonna try to capture Shinuyama yet. We are, however, we're forging the Brazen Vessel, and then I think we're gonna work towards being able to throw more Infernal Disease at them. Alalia is close to being able to summon Vampire Lords, but like I said, I think she's gonna need another level of death, because yeah, Curse of Blood requires death 4, only blood 3, so she just needs 1 booster in blood, but then she also needs a death booster of some kind, so I need to get a hold of a death booster, which I haven't managed to do yet. Negotiations are continuing. You can just research for a turn. We actually have a lot of water gems, so why don't we... Nothing really interesting here. I could cast Murdering Winter on Shinuyama. That's an interesting possibility. So why don't you forge a water bracelet for yourself, because Murdering Winter costs what? Water 5, and then it costs 40 gems. So you hop on up here. Wong, give that hammer to some other water mage. Like Jorah. Nope, not the axe, the hammer. Have Jorah forge a water bracelet. We'll get a water bracelet and a Robe of the Sea for Simije, and then we can get them to cast. We can drop Wolven Winter and Murdering Winter on Shinuyama. It only does 8 armor negating damage, but 8 armor negating damage can still kill Bakemono Shimans and Ubas pretty effectively, so that might be able to do some damage, and it can at least hurt Dai Bakemono. So it might kind of be a way to get a little bit of our own back. These armies, like I said, they're moving out, and then we're going to patrol here on this province just to catch assassins and such before they come after us. And we're just gonna be dancing. We're moving in a whole bunch more mages, and let's move in a whole bunch more of these commanders as well. Yeah, these guys are just patrolling. That's fine. I want them to be patrolling. Down here, you're patrolling. We've got some more troops, but we don't need them just yet. And things go on apace. In terms of research, we're heading down towards Enchantment level 9, which will give us Fields of the Dead. Army of the Dead isn't really worthwhile, but Fields of the Dead definitely is, because that it constantly spawns skeletons. Gift of Nature's Bounty. That's a very specific kind of blessing, which is interesting, and I don't know how it... don't know how valuable it is, but I'm sure Pangea will cast this at some point in preparatory to winning the game, unless of course Satis beats them to the winning thing. Pretty much all the thrones have been claimed for a little while now. Yeah, no one is anywhere close. Also, funnily enough, the Iron Throne still has not been claimed, so where on earth is that? I really have no idea where the Iron Throne could possibly be, because the whole world's been divvied up for quite some time now. I don't know. We'll find out. Ooh, Smolderstone, Fire Gem, cool. In any case, that's the turn, and I'll see you all in turn 71. We're gonna keep on pushing this war. We've got 77 units over here. My God, we've just been slowly racking them up. Hey, let's send 2 of those guys over there to collect those troops. Hey, all right. See you in turn 71.